past president of the City Club of Cleveland.
For almost 100 years, the City Club has served as one of the nation's premier public podiums for civic dialogue, covering the most important topics of our time. We draw our guest speakers from a variety of fields and backgrounds, providing a national forum of free speech. These speakers, rich in experience and knowledge, are here to spur discussion and learning among the citizens of Cleveland, as well as to our greater national audience. Transforming projects are underway in our core city, from the massive Euclid Corridor redevelopment project to large-scale expansion of cultural and healthcare institutions in University Circle and adjacent areas, with the expansion of NASA Glenn's role in future space exploration projects and the saving and adding of DFAST jobs, passage of state tax reform that is encouraging more business investment and growth in our state, and the proposed Cleveland Medical Mart and Convention Center, there is even more progress in the pipeline. Our panel today represents some of our city's most influential leaders in the area of economic transformation. Joining us to moderate this panel is Dorothy Baunach, President and CEO of NorTech. Dorothy is a leader in technology development and entrepreneurship. She was the founding president of the Edison Biotechnology Center, now BioOhio. She has served on the Industry, Technology, and Enterprise Council as a governor's appointee since 1998. Dorothy received the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, the Cleveland Engineering Society's Leadership Award, the Greater Cleveland Partnership's Richard A. Shatton Leadership Award, and was deemed a rainmaker by Northern Ohio Live. A Cleveland native, she has lived in Northeast Ohio for more than 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dorothy Baunach to the podium.
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here this afternoon. This is the fourth and final panel in a series that the Greater Cleveland Partnership has been running throughout the year. The series itself is entitled Cleveland Plus, Turning the Corner, and this panel in particular is called Transforming the Region. The other panels reviewed mostly physical development aspects, downtown development, University Circle area development, and infrastructure and transportation. But today we're going to look at the economic development system that is also part of the GCP strategy. The panel includes representatives from Team NEO, NorTech, Magnet, Jumpstart, and BioEnterprise. So if you've ever wondered what all of these groups do and how they are distinct from each other, you will learn that today. Each play a specific role in this $170 billion economy that we call Northeast Ohio. Each group today is represented by their leaders, their board leaders, not the staff leaders. And so you can see that the leadership of these organizations goes deep into the heart of the business community in this region. This region consists of 16 to 21 counties, depending on what program we're working on. And this system of economic development organizations has been carefully crafted by the Greater Cleveland Partnership and others throughout the region. Each is supported by GCP, and the other common funder that we all have is the Fund for Our Economic Future. There are many supporters and funders of these groups in addition to those two, but those are the ones in common. They all operate within the framework of a public-private partnership model so integral to our region's ongoing development. And each has their origins somewhere in the history of the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Let me take no more of your time but to introduce this panel of distinguished guests. We have, on my far right, and these are in alphabetical order, Magnet, the board chair of, Art Anton, Mr. Magnet, Mr. Art Anton, the chairman of Magnet and also president and CEO of Swagelok Company. We have NorTech's board vice chairman, Tom Bradshaw, who is also the chair of the Great Lakes Pharmaceuticals Company and Buckeye Ocular. Team NEO board is represented by Donald Misheff, the Northeast Ohio Regional Managing Partner of Ernst & Young. The Jumpstart board chairman, Chris Schmid, is the former president of Luke Inc. and Tech4 Inc. And Chris is representing the most southern part of the region. He traveled the furthest today, coming up from Worcester. And finally, we have BioEnterprise immediate past chair, Tom Zenty, president and CEO of University Hospitals. Given the size of the panel, we actually decided to ask them each to address one question. And that question is to reflect, based on based on their role with the organization that they're representing, why they're optimistic about the Northeast Ohio economy and the economic development future for this region. So, the panel is large, the time is short, so let me turn to Art Anton from Magnet and ask him to tell us about Magnet and why he's positive about our future.
Thanks, Dorothy. No more drinking at lunch, Dorothy. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. 2 seconds of background. Magnet was formed a couple of years ago. It came out of an initiative started by Sandy Cutler at a GCP to revitalize manufacturing in Northeast Ohio, and we'll just leave Northeast Ohio pretty general because we actually have 2 overlapping regional charters. And the idea was to really create a roadmap, which we had some outside help from with McKinsey & Company. When that roadmap was done, it needed a home, and the home it got was the old CAMP organization. So for those of you who remember CAMP, CAMP was a nonprofit organization, chartered also to help manufacturers. The two merged. The idea merged with the entity, and Magnet was created. About 6 months ago, we hired our permanent CEO, Dave Faust, who's in the room over there. And Magnet's mission is really to help revitalize manufacturing in Northeast Ohio. Jim Griffin and I, Jim is the chairman and CEO, or the CEO of Timken Corporation. We kind of say it, quickly that we'd like to make manufacturing what manufacturing is to this area as the semiconductor industry is to Silicon Valley. So we're really, our whole mission is trying to make manufacturers all they can be, and that comes in a couple of fronts, making sure the infrastructure is what it should be, making sure companies embrace change and be all they can be, work with workforce development, and also create a voice for manufacturing. Just some recent accomplishments and some reasons why we feel like we have reason to be proud of our organization and things are looking up. I'd say for the first time, if you look at the old CAMP organization, a lot of manufacturing help and consulting came around, stuff that helped productivity and drive down cost, stuff like lean manufacturing and process improvement projects. While those are still very important, I think what we see now is a lot of manufacturers realize a few things. They don't want to give up on that, but they realize that they have to compete in a global environment, and they really are looking at top line. And they're looking at top line in a way of new product and process development. And as a result, Magnet is transforming itself into working more with people in developing new products and processes as they are with, as well as just streamlining stuff on the shop floor. So I say the first thing I'd say is people realize the old adage, you can't cost cut your way to prosperity. The other thing that's very encouraging is people do realize we're competing in a global economy, and that the world is intricately linked, especially with information technology being as it is. So most of our manufacturers have learned to export into markets outside the U.S. and also have learned to import from places like China and other places when it's an advantage to do so.